The factory's performance has been worsening. Sorry, but... I understand. It was a cold winter. I, Suguru Inubosaki, was laid off from the sheet metal factory where I had worked for 2 years since high school. The severance pay was slightly enhanced. I was told a month ago that my severance pay would be a little higher. And now, 1 month later, at the age of 20, I had become a high school graduate and unemployed. Is it really just due to poor management? Or could it be because of my background? I kept thinking about these pointless things while being swayed in the packed train.
Please, stop!
I heard a whispering voice, and when I looked, I saw a man and a woman awkwardly pressed together. Hey, what the hell are you doing? Get off the train, now!
Thank you.
Wait, we were both consenting, so please let me go. I was taken aback by the groper's excuse and instinctively looked at the woman.
I didn't consent at all.
Her firm words didn't seem like a lie. Look, this is what you've been talking to, right? The post had details that matched the woman's description and included a picture that was clearly of her. It seems like it's a platform where people with that kind of interest can match up. Look, this! You're the one I've been talking to, right? There's a post that matches the woman's description, and there's even a photo that clearly shows who she is.
I don't know anything about this.
Oh, so you've been framed. Do you have any idea who might hold a grudge against you? The woman trembled even more as if something came to mind. See? Now you get it right. I was tricked too, so let me go. The one who posted this is at fault, but that doesn't mean you're blameless. Ultimately, the decision will be made by the courts, but you should at least be willing to answer some questions. After talking to the station staff, the groper was taken to the police. We were told it might be late for questioning, so we decided to go home for the day. The woman was visibly shaken, so I took her to a cafe to calm down. She seems to have calmed down a bit. What should I call you?
Oh, sorry. I'm Akane Masuda, a college student from the neighborhood. Thank you for earlier.
Akane Masuda, huh? I'm Suguru Inubosaki. Nice to meet you.
Inubosaki?
That's a rare last name, right? Anyway, that thing earlier, that was definitely a crime, right? It seemed like she had an idea about it.
Actually, I'm being targeted by a stalker.
The next day, after the police questioning, I was with Akane at the station.
Sorry, Inubosaki-san. Thank you for coming all the way here for me.
It's fine. I'm just looking for a job, so it's no trouble. We've already reported the stalker to the police, but they said they can't do anything unless there's concrete harm. Also, even when I mentioned the groping board, they said it's unclear whether it's connected. So for now, I promised to ride the train with her.
At first it was small oddities, like things disappearing around me. Then I started getting silent phone calls and strange letters at home. And it started feeling like someone was following me, gradually escalating to a point where I couldn't ignore it.
And then yesterday happened. Akane nodded. Even with all this harm, the police could only patrol occasionally. Despite being scared, she still tried to attend university seriously.
I'm sorry for taking advantage of your kindness, Inubosaki-san.
Maeda-san sighed and hung her head slightly. It's not your fault, Maeda-san. Don't worry about it. This is just something we got ourselves into, so feel free to ask me if there's anything I can do. Although, honestly, I don't really know what I can do either. Hey, Maeda-chan. Good morning. Unexpectedly, a man spoke to Maeda.
Senior Miyashita? We're on the same train.
Who?
Oh, he's a senior from my club. Senior Miyashita, this is my friend Inubosaki-san.
Hey there. What's this? Maeda-chan's boyfriend? Miyashita looked me over, sizing me up.
No! He's just a friend I've been talking to about some things.
We only met yesterday. I made it clear to Maeda that I was just a friend, not wanting to affect her relationships with others. Before long, we reached the closest station to Maeda's university. Well then, I've got a first period class to get to, so I'll hurry on.
Huh? But the first period started more than 15 minutes ago. Doesn't that mean you're already late?
It's fine, it's fine. The professor doesn't take attendance. With that, Miyashita laughed and hurried off. What a lively senior. Well then, Maeda-san, get in touch when your classes are over. Let's meet here.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you so much.
On another day. Today, the train wasn't as crowded since we were riding after the midday classes.
I'm sorry for bothering you so much, Inobasaki-san. I've been a nuisance to your job search.
It's fine, really. I found a part-time night shift job for now.
Night shifts? Is it because of me?
Well, yeah, sort of. The hours are flexible, so it works out. But it was an urgent hiring need, and the job fit well, so it's just lucky.
Why are you doing all this for me?
I don't know. I just couldn't leave you alone. I hope I wasn't a nuisance.
No, I'm really happy.
She smiled brightly again.
But I feel bad just receiving, so I'll treat you to some sweets next time.
I'm looking forward to it. What an amazing cream! I've never seen pancakes like this before.
I'll treat you today as a thank you for everything. Please eat as much as you want. You can have seconds too.
I don't think I can have seconds. But this is really good. Thanks.
I could probably have 3 servings.
Really?
By the way, I know this might be a bit late to ask, but Suguru, do you have a girlfriend? If you do, I feel bad taking so much of your time. If you have one, I should meet her and explain things. Apologize.
Oh, nah, it's fine. I don't have anyone.
Really? That's a relief. No, never mind.
On the way home, we were casually walking around the streets.
There haven't been any issues on the train either, so I think I can manage riding alone soon. Thanks again for sticking with me.
Is everything okay with you?
Things have been quiet on my side as well. Maybe the stalker gave up because you've been nearby.
Well, if something happens again, just feel free to talk to me.
Thank you so much. And if it's okay, I'd like to ask something.
Akane hesitates for a moment, but then, with determination, she says,
Will you be my boyfriend?
First, I was shocked. Then, a feeling of happiness naturally welled up. But then, another emotion starts to well up, holding me back. It's something about my past. I'm happy, but sorry. I think it's better if you don't. I hesitate. After a brief pause, I said, My father is a murderer. There's a beat of silence after I speak. Then, trying to cover it up. Sorry, I've kept quiet for so long. But it's the truth. The other day, that might have been the reason I was laid off.
Suguru,
Anyway, I'm sorry. But we're still friends, and if you ever need help, feel free to reach out. I interrupted Akane before she could say anything more. If you want, just give me a call sometime. Thanks for today. See ya. I left the scene quickly, almost running away. After that, I didn't get a call from Akane for a while. But that was to be expected, considering I told her about my background. I feel bad for what I did to her. My father was a doctor, but he intentionally killed one of his patients. Now, he's serving time. He had prepared money for my college tuition, but I couldn't accept him for what he did. So, I left home and started working right after high school. You look down. Did you have a breakup or something? Huh? I was asked unexpectedly while resting in the security room, and I was caught off guard. Oh? Did I hit the nail on the head? No, it's not like that. Well, when you're young, you go through a lot. So, worry about it, young man. So, what kind of girl is she? Cute? Beautiful? My senior, either bored or in a late-night mood, presses on without listening to what I have to say. It's not a breakup or anything, but my friend's being harassed by a stalker. That's no good at all. In that case, you've got to protect her. Yeah, but I rejected her confession. Because of that, we stopped talking. It's just, I don't know how to reach out anymore. Why did you reject her? Was she not your type? Or is there someone else you like? No, I just felt like I wasn't good enough for her. Your self-esteem's pretty low, huh? When you're young, it's better to be a little arrogant, you know? Also, considering the situation, it's not good to leave her alone, is it? My senior's advice made sense, but... Alright, I'll go do a routine patrol. I hurriedly left the security room and began my patrol through the shopping center, holding a flashlight. The place was quiet, and only my footsteps echoed in the silence. It almost felt like someone was following me. I stopped and shone the flashlight behind me. A quick shadow passed, heightening my anxiety. Even though I knew it was just my imagination, I felt uneasy. How much fear was Akane feeling? I can't just leave her. With that thought in mind, I continued on my usual patrol route. The next day, I came to Akane's closest station. It was already dark, but since it was near the station, there was still a fair amount of people. I knew Akane's class schedule because we had been together earlier. She should have had lectures until the end today, so it should be about time. This feels like I'm the one following her now, I thought to myself as I watched the crowd for about 10 minutes. I'm glad she's okay. What should I do? Should I say something or not? Just as I was feeling relieved, I was lost in thought. Akane stopped to buy something, and a man stood right behind her. He was wearing a hoodie with the hood pulled down. As Akane started moving, he began walking too. That guy, isn't he following Akane? No way, it must be just a coincidence. But I was getting more concerned, so I decided to follow them, keeping a safe distance. It's a busy street, so maybe it's just a coincidence we're all heading the same way. But the timing of when they stopped or started walking matched too well. Could it really just be a coincidence? I swallowed hard and held my breath to avoid being noticed. I observed them for a while and became certain. The man was definitely following Akane. Also, Akane kept glancing over her shoulder from time to time. It seemed she realized she was being followed. I'm sure of it. Should I jump out from behind and catch him? No, the evidence isn't enough to turn him over to the police. If he insists it's just a coincidence, that's the end of it. I need something more conclusive. I continued tailing them. Soon, we walked further into a quiet residential area. The street was dimly lit, with only a few streetlights. Akane must be feeling really uneasy being followed on a street like this. As I followed them, I typed a message on my phone to update the situation. There is a suspicious person behind Akane right now. I'm trailing behind him. I'll catch him when I find decisive proof, so don't worry. I hope this helps ease your anxiety. The sound of a message notification rings through the quiet night, and the man freezes, halting his steps. Akane also stops and turns around abruptly.
There you are, stalker! I'm not running anymore! Come out now!
Huh? Akane, what are you? I was startled, but as the man moved, I rushed to close the distance. The man, hesitating for a moment, stepped forward and faced Akane. After a brief pause, the man reached for Akane. Stop! I caught up and swatted the man's hand away. He jumped back, surprised. The man gritted his teeth, then quickly turned to flee. I won't let you escape. Let me go. I held the man in a lock from behind. The man struggled and tried to escape, and in the process, his hood fell off, revealing his face.
Wait! Miyashita-senpai? What are you doing?
It turned out that the man was none other than Miyashita, Akane's senior from the club. Damn, it's you again. You've been trying to ruin my plan to get closer to Akane on the train, and now this. The suspicious board from earlier. It turned out Miyashita was the one who posted Akane's information on it. Such selfish reasons. He struggles and breaks free from my grip. You think you're a prince? I know who you are, the son of the murder doctor, right? I figured it out from your name. So what? You and Akane don't match at all. Akane's mother, Natsuki Masuda, was the victim of that murder doctor. What? Miyashita's words hit like a hammer, shocking me. I guess you didn't know. What a twisted coincidence. There's no way Akane could be happy with someone like you around. Forget about someone like this, Akane.
No, I knew. When I first met Suguru, I had a feeling because of his name, so I looked it up. But my feelings have nothing to do with that.
What do you mean? After your parent was murdered?
But Suguru, the son, has nothing to do with it. Besides, there's no way I'd ever like a stalker. I hate Miyashita-senpai. I don't ever want to see his face again.
What's so good about the son of a murderer? He said it bitterly, but my intimidating glare made him back off. Wait, I'll turn you over to the police.
You don't need to chase him. Now that we know it's Miyashita-senpai, that's enough. We have proof of the silent phone calls and letters, and with this, we should be able to make an accusation.
We watch as Miyashita disappears into the darkness. We decided to calm down by heading to a nearby family restaurant. I can't believe your mom was a victim of my father.
Please don't say victim. The media unfairly sensationalized the idea of a doctor killing a patient. But for my mom, that was actually a relief.
At the time, the media was largely critical of my father. Neither he nor my mother ever fought back against the accusations. They accepted the criticism silently. That's why I've always seen my father's actions as evil and couldn't accept them.
Suguru, do you know about my mom?
No. I only know that my father abandoned his duty as a doctor and illegally euthanized her.
Yes. My mom had ALS.
ALS, which is amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, I think.
Her body started to fail at a young age, and she suffered from pain that even morphine couldn't alleviate. My mom had lost hope in life.
But my father didn't follow the proper procedures.
It was still for her sake. There was a way that didn't involve any crime, but it required time for observations and diagnosis from multiple doctors. That meant more time for my mom to suffer. So my father took a gamble and gave her a swift death.
A gamble?
He risked being charged with a crime to give her quick relief. As a result, my father was convicted for not following the correct procedures. He even tried to get a reduced sentence, but it was no use. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison for assisted suicide.
Akane is looking down sadly.
I'm sorry. Because of what happened with my mom and us, I ended up ruining your family's life.
My parents never said a word about it.
Whatever was said afterward wouldn't change the fact that he was found guilty. I guess that's why. That's why please don't call us victims. In fact, Suguru's father is our benefactor. Also, even if what Dr. Inobosaki did was wrong for us, that doesn't make you, his son, a criminal. You're not Dr. Inabosaki. You're Suguru Inabosaki, a kind person who reaches out to strangers.
My eyes grew warm with emotion. I guess this was the reassurance I had been seeking all along.
Thank you, Suguru. Because of you, I was saved.
A cold tear trickled down my cheek. It felt like, for the first time in a long time, someone had truly seen me. Later, thanks to Akane's report, Miyashita received a restraining order. Furthermore, his actions were revealed at the university, and he was expelled. On the other hand, I visited my father for the first time in 3 years since his conviction. Dad, you helped a person, didn't you? It wasn't something noble. I was just a murderer. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm sorry I made you suffer. No, I finally understood. I'm going back home. And I'm going to use the university funds you set aside for me. I want to go to college. I may have taken a long detour, but I'll become a great person. Just like you. Thank you. Tears welled up in my father's eyes. I'll be waiting for you to finish your sentence and come home. After the visit, I reunited with Akane, who had been waiting outside the prison.
How is your father? Is he doing well?
Yeah, he seems fine. Also, I was able to reconcile with him. Thanks for everything you taught me.
I'm just glad to have been of help.
Akane smiled kindly. There was still something I hadn't done though. Now, it was my turn to confess. I rejected you that day, but I like you. Please go out with me.
Huh? Is it okay for someone like me? I know I'm the one confessing, but I felt like I've burdened you too. I've been feeling guilty about it, wondering if I was too bold.
That's not true. I was wrong. It was my fault for not trying to understand my father. But more than anything, the misunderstanding has been cleared up. I've decided that I'll be proud of my father. Not following the law is wrong, but that doesn't necessarily make someone who broke the law a bad person. This time, my father committed a crime to fulfill his patient's wishes as quickly as possible. He became a criminal to save a life.
I'm glad. So let's start again. Please, let's be together.
For those of us who live under the law is absolute. But when breaking the law is the only way to save someone's life, what should we do? Should we follow the law and let a life slip away? Or should we break the law and save a life? What do you think is the right answer?
Ooh, hello, Brittany here, and I will say right now, I am not touching this topic with a 50 billion long foot pole. This is a very sensitive topic, and also made me cry like crazy again. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the episode and give a little think. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye!